Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, beautiful people. Woo! It is Thursday evening on this November 17th, 2022. Welcome to another episode of Life with Shenita. This is a exciting conversation this evening because it is about collaborations, which is like so near and dear to my heart. I honestly believe that you can get more done when you're able to collaborate with others. And so I have been doing it for many decades and it's just a blessing. So I'm hoping by us sharing this sweet collaboration that it will bless you. It will give you some more tools to put in your kit. Um, the stories, the individuals are incredible, and so the events that we're going to talk about this evening um, are just some opportunities for you to come out and join in the celebrations, in the collaborations, and to bless some other people. So I am so excited to share. So before I bring my first guest in, again, I'm Shenita Connolly, just in case I didn't say that because I was getting so excited about the topic this evening. So, again, welcome to another episode. Please like and share the broadcast so that others may be able to join in this evening. So, we're going to be talking about collaborations with two incredible individuals. And so there are many reasons why collaborations should take place, but I'm going to talk about the definition of a collaboration: the act of working with another or others on a joint project, something created by working jointly with others or another person. Collaborations bring people and organizations closer together. So it is so important that when we are set out to do um, things, events, that we kind of think about the possibilities of collaborating with another person or another organization to accomplish a set goal. So I'm hoping that by these individuals sharing how they came about collaborating, how even they came about with their individual projects, sharing that it may inspire you, it may educate you, it may encourage you, it may uplift you to hear how it became possible individually and then collectively. So remember, whenever you're setting out to do something, think about collaborating with someone on a project. And particularly if you guys could have the same similar goals or values, that you can work together and get it accomplished. I have been doing it for decades. When I had my nonprofit, um, I partnered with people to help me accomplish our college tours. We took the kids all over the world. We traveled in state, out of state. There was no way in the world that I could do all that I did for years. We collaborated with agencies, state agencies, government agencies, local agencies to be able to provide funding for summer camp, all kinds of things. So there are so many possibilities when you collaborate. As a matter of fact, when I first started my nonprofit in 2003, I didn't have a building. I didn't have a partner. And I kept praying to God about how do I offer the summer camp that I have built a budget for? Where are the kids going to come from? He was like, you're going to have to hit the ground and you're going to have to go into the field and you're going to have to ask people would they partner with you. I'm like, really, Lord? These people don't know me. So I started out with my church because I knew that if it was successful like I envisioned it, that I would be able to compensate the venue. The church, it didn't work out where I was able to do it at the church, but God said, keep going, keep talking to people, until you get a yes. And so I finally found a yes with a daycare center on 138 in Stockbridge for 4 years. We collaborated. We had our summer camp there. And then I collaborated with the Merle Manders Conference Center in 2003, held my black tie gala there for 4 years. It was just amazing. And so I have experienced the benefit of collabs, and I hope that you guys will be encouraged by the sharing of collaborations this evening. So, without further delay, I want to bring my first guest in for her to share some goodness about what's going on in her world. So, Paula Myrick is the founder and CEO of Refresh Her. You heard what I said. Refresh Her, organization that is geared towards refreshing and encouraging women. She's an incredible woman of God, and I'm glad to be connected with her on more levels than one. So please join me in welcoming her. Please like and share the broadcast because I truly believe sharing is caring. And so there is something that will be said that can bless someone on this broadcast. So welcome my guest, Paula Myrick. Good evening.
Hello. Hello. How are you this
Wonderful. How
evening?
are you this evening?
I am well. I'm so excited to be here in the sweet collaborations conversation tonight. Thank you so much
Yes,
for inviting me.
absolutely. I would not have thought of anyone else, and I'm so glad that you were available. So thank you for saying yes. Thank you for making yourself available. I know how busy your schedule is. And so I'm just glad for us to be able to have the conversation. So, would you introduce yourself to the audience?
Well, my name is Paula Myrick, and I am a refreshing coach, and I am the founder and CEO of Refresher Community Inc. And we are a nonprofit that is housed in Henry County, but we service the Henry Clayton County area and some of the Rockdale County as well. And so I am a mother, a grandmother. I work for the Supreme Court of Georgia, so I have multiple hats, but community collaboration is my heart, my passion, and I love the opportunity to connect with others.
Yes. And so you actually just collaborated with some women over the weekend to share your gift, your
Yes.
testimony, and so forth, and bless some people.
Yes. Well, I'm a minister as well,
Yes.
and I'm a speaker and I'm a coach. I'm almost 2 weeks away from being certified as a Justice Life coach with Morehouse School of Medicine, and so I'm grateful that God allowed this 57-year-old mind to um, be able to get through this moment to make sure that I am fully trained to be able to help those who need our help and advocacy in the community. So, yes, this weekend I got the opportunity to be a part of the Women Embracing Their Destiny conference there in Columbia, South Carolina. And I was so honored to be there, to be a part of the voices that were just there to uplift other women who needed to be inspired, were waiting to be poured upon. I believe that we women are the answer to one another. If we can get past our idiosyncrasies
Mm.
and our inhibitions of receiving from one another, I believe that a lot of our answers can be found in one another. So I was honored to be there this weekend. Yes.
Yes. See, thank you for saying that because we need each other.
Yes.
And I don't know if we really understand how much we need each other and how much better off we are together,
Absolutely.
working together.
Absolutely.
As
You
you
know,
said, you were able to bless some people. The other ladies who spoke into the lives of those people, whoever spoke into the your life while you were there,
yes. I
right?
believe I believe that we're all in a giving and receiving situation when we connect with one another. I believe that whenever I'm in connection with whomever it is, there's
Mm,
something for me to receive and something for me to give. And when we understand that, we
mm,
will break down some of our walls and be ready to see what God, I believe God is speaking. God, what are you saying? Can I get this little nugget? It's going to help me in my family life. It's going to help me with my children. It's going to help me in my work life. It's going to help me in my advocacy. If we are listening, God is always connecting the dots in our life.
Mm, I love that.
Mhm.
Connecting the dots if we're listening.
Mm.
And you're right, because he gives us the instructions. We have to be willing to go forth and walk it out, right?
Yes, he will never leave us orphans. I mean, he is always he's not here physically, but he has multiple people who carry his spirit that will speak on his behalf. And sometimes we just have to be listening and aware that God is trying to help us with our next moments, even with those tough moments, by the connections that he allows us to make in the earth. Yes, I believe that.
I absolutely love it. So tell us a little more about Refresher. What
Okay.
does Refresher? How did it come about? Tell us more. But before you answer that, the color is blue. So if
Yes.
you had to describe the color blue to a blind person, how would you do that?
Mm, this is kind of difficult, but when I think of blue, I think of rest, depth, honor. So those are the words that come to mind to me. Rest,
Mm,
depth, and honor.
I love
That's
it.
what the word blue means to me.
And you have on blue, beautiful shades of blue.
I do, I do.
Yes,
I'm a blue girl, I'm a part of that Zeta world as an Amici,
yes,
and I am the chaplain for the state of Georgia for the
awesome.
Zeta Amicis, and I'm grateful for that. And so I love blue. I love the color because I believe on our brown skin specifically, it
Yes,
just no matter who wears it,
it just
it
yes,
lifts us. Yeah, right. So yeah, I believe that blue is a royal color, and so I honor the color. Yes.
yes, yes. Thank you. And so tell us more about Refresh Her
Okay.
and how it came about.
Okay. So Refresh Her was actually birthed um, actually when my mom passed because she was such an inspiration to me with regard to the community. She was engaged in the community. So when she passed, um, this was about honoring her life, that how she just by being there, she refreshed her community. Although she was just the lead attendant at the laundry and a homemaker, I would always see people always around her. It's because my mom had something to give. And I understood that people in the community could be a light. And so, I'm her daughter. And I just begin to look at my life and say, what is similar to me and my mom is that we love to inspire people and encourage people. And so when she passed, because we had a long goodbye, one of those situations,
Mhm.
I was able to breathe, take a moment, took a hiatus, and I went to a conference. And when I on my way back, I said, "Oh, it looks like I can breathe again," because it's holding my breath for a long time, going
Yes.
through so many things,
Mhm.
and so that's where Refresh Her came about, and then all of these young women that I had begun to mentor came alongside of me and said, "Let's do something that inspires women," and so that's how Refresh Her came about in 2016. I did not know what I was doing.
I
Now,
love
mind you, I had worked in women's ministry for 25 years at that point. I didn't know what this was meaning, but I knew that it needed to be something not necessarily in the church. I needed to create a space, a safe space for women to connect that was not religious driven, although we're faith centered, but
mhm.
it needs to be a place where they could be. And intergenerational was important to me, meaning that it you a 20-year-old could learn something from a 40-year-old, or
Mm,
40-year-old could
mm,
learn something from a 20-year-old,
mm,
to
mhm.
make sure, because I believe, they try to make us think we can't get along, but we can. And when
And
we get in the room, we'll find that have strength, and we are refreshed by one another. So that's how it came about, and it's
that's
morphed
awesome.
into more of a community advocacy at this particular point. Where you start. I just want you to know, if God is giving you a vision, remember that He is the author of the vision. He is the architect, and so where we were in the beginning, more so just of faith-based, impartation. It has spread abroad. Now, faith is very much important, but we have spread abroad and become more of an advocacy for the woman who is in the home to meet their needs. So we're a nonprofit, and we are assigned to bring inspiration and refreshing to caregivers, committed couples, and to single moms. That is our primary focus in the community.
I love it. And you all do such an amazing job, particularly you as a lead. And so when I heard you talk about your mom and the long goodbye, I understand that because we had that with my father. And you can breathe after a season in your life like that, right? And the legacy that I hear you say that you're building and leaving, and even the legacy that your mom left.
Yes, yes.
She
And
may
you know
not
what?
have even used that term, but she was doing it because look at you, continuing the journey.
Wow. And you know what? Because I know sometimes we can get caught up into titles. My mom never had a title. Um, I don't even know that she had a title on her job that was a manager, but she managed our home well. She managed refreshing among our family. She managed to bring hope. I mean, no matter what your ethnicity, no matter what your gender, no matter what your sexuality, my mom was that resource.
Mhm.
And for people, I mean, they just felt comfortable. I never knew who was going to be sitting at her table. And it's kind of apropos that I never know who is going to be affected by these services that God has allowed us to render in
Mhm.
the community. And
Yep.
I'm so grateful for that. That is not, um, I'm just not boxed into one type of
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
This refreshing is for all people, and I'm so honored to be a part of this service to our community.
Yes. And can you elaborate a little bit more about some of the things that you have done or are doing?
So, some of the things we have reached over, I'm going to say, with regards to touches of women, we have touched over 500 women, touched their lives through our refresher gatherings. But now we're morphed more into these specific areas with regards to caregivers. Now, caregivers is very, very dear to my heart. It's something. An ode to my mom and my grandmothers and my aunties. They were all smart women. They had straight A's, but they gave their lives to caring for us. And I think Rosalind Carter said there are four kind of people: those who are being cared for, those who will be cared for, those who are caring for others, and there was another fourth area. But
Mhm.
so caregivers are responsible for the White House
Mm.
to the homeless community. There's someone in a homeless community that
Mhm.
is the caregiver. So
Mhm.
caregiving is vital to the well-being of people. And so I do this. I wasn't in a financial position to really love on my mother and grandmother. I was going through so much, but I really wanted to share with them that I love them. And so every time I see a person, their caregiver, my heart goes to them. So now I kind of focus in and ask other people to collaborate with me to be a blessing, specifically to African American women caregivers, but we have some men as well, but
Mhm.
specifically African American women caregivers who are sustaining our communities. And I want them to know that they're seen, they're heard, and they matter. And so
Yeah.
that is the goal.
And I love the fact that you say caregivers because when my dad was ill, my sister-in-law at the time wasn't married to my brother,
Hmm.
but she took on the role of caregiver for my father.
Yes.
And he was at a state where he had to have someone to bathe him.
Hmm.
There was a point in that journey where he had to have someone to clean his butt, right?
Yes, that's real.
And to when he would walk away or wander away to go get him,
Yes.
right? And so you can only imagine the anxiety that can come with that.
Mhm.
And so you're right, caregivers have to be cared for, they
Yes.
have to be refreshed, they
Yes.
have to have respite.
Yes.
And so I just thank you for seeing the need
Yes.
and coddling that need to make sure that people attention is given to this population,
Yes.
right? And that they are celebrated.
Yes. You
Mhm,
know, did you know the COVID now, caregivers were already underpaid, but a lot of COVID made many more caregivers because people had to leave their jobs. Many women had to leave their jobs. They were making lots of money, $100,000, but when they came home to be caregivers, they hadn't gotten into retirement. So basically, in a couple of years, all of their savings had been spent, and so they leave from one economic status to this place where
mhm.
they are looking for their needs to be met. And,
Yes.
you know, it's hard to get services, it's hard to get
Mhm,
insurance,
mhm,
all these things.
mhm.
They need medical care. They need,
Yes,
it's a real job to be a
it is
caregiver. And they give up so
so
much to
much.
be in this position. And so, um, our parents and community workers have been doing this for years. And so if I can do a small part to say, you matter. And
You
then
matter.
that's what we do with this end of the year event, a holiday event. We want to bring caregivers in front of their family.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can take for granted the people who are loving on your family members, or holding it together while you go to work and while
Yes,
you go to your job and you go on
yes,
your trips and you keep going on with life. But what about that person
yes.
who is
Make
there?
sacrifice.
Yes, and so that's what this is about. This holiday event that's coming up on December 18th.
Mhm.
It's called a beautiful blue affair.
Yes.
We just believe that we can create moments that are etched in the heart. And let me tell you why this is so important. In 2019, we had our first gathering, and we had 35 women that we were able to bless. And I was so honored. And then COVID happened, so
Mhm, mhm,
we had to shift how we did it. But there's a real story that we're going to keep telling people. There was one young lady by the name of Melanie Woods who transitioned. Um, I believe in 2020 during COVID,
mhm,
but her family wanted her to be highlighted during our event. We let her come in, and it was her night. She had 8 siblings, and she was the youngest, taking care of their parents.
mhm,
Listen, but she transitioned that next year. But they told me that this gathering where we highlighted her was the time of her life, and
mhm,
she felt so worthy. She felt celebrated, and it was important to her so much so that, she highlighted on her Facebook page. You can go there right now and
mhm,
see those pictures. Even though she's gone from here, there was something that happened that said you matter in front of her family. She was celebrated, and they appreciate us for that. And so that's the kind of thing. You don't have to do a whole big old thing that to change a person's life. It could be a small gesture of, I see you. Let me take you to lunch. Let me
mhm,
get you a pedicure. Let me send her a card. Let me send her a book. You know what I'm saying? These are
mhm.
the things that we can do. You can care for a caregiver 365 days of a week of the
Mhm.
year. Okay.
And I'm so glad you said that because my deceased husband's previous wife had liver cancer.
Okay.
And I remember when we became friends, I remember asking him, how did, you know, he get in such a financial crunch, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I couldn't understand it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I remember him saying to me, if what happened to me happened to you, you would understand.
Yeah.
He said, we went from two incomes to one.
Mm,
We went from even that income being diminished because now I'm not being able to work because I'm helping to care for my wife.
mm-hmm,
And now we're taking our 401k
mm-hmm,
money to
mm-hmm.
use to maintain our living.
Yes. Yes.
And
I
so
mean, that's
I
real.
couldn't understand that. And so when he explained it to me, I'm like, wow. And then when he passed away in 2015, although we had life insurance, it wasn't as much as we really needed to have, but I understood how it really could have impacted me.
Yes.
And it did impact me in some ways, right? And
Right.
so when you lose a person, whether they're a long-term illness, whether it's a sudden illness, we really have to think about the impact of the devastation from those situations.
Mm.
And are we prepared?
Are we prepared? Is your house in order? I think that's a
Is your
book.
Is your
The
house in order?
Is Your House in Order? There's a
Yes.
book out there with your name on it that you
Yes.
share that with us. But I think that, everybody can do something.
Mhm.
Everybody can do something for another
Mhm.
person to
Mhm.
make them smile, to make
Mhm.
them breathe. Everybody wants to breathe again. There are
Mm.
moments that can take your breath away. That you need someone to come back and say, "Breathe, sis. Breathe, bruh. Okay, let me help you snap out of that for just a moment."
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
I believe you can make the next best right decision if you're in the right communities with people who support you. You can make people don't have to be enabled. You can help them by helping them be relieved from
Yes.
some of the pressures that we can support them in. Yeah.
Yes. As a matter of fact, a friend called me today, and his wife, which is a dear friend of mine, is going to have surgery on December 1st. And he was just trying to rally friends up to know that she's going to be down for a bit and I'm going to need you guys. And I'm like, in whatever way that I can help, I will be willing to help. And
Wow.
so that's a part of that caregiving, right?
Yes, yes,
Because
absolutely.
he's going to need support because, his partner is not where she was before. And
Yes,
so I'm grateful to be able to assist them in whatever way that I can. So
absolutely.
your event, can you share details? Your event, a blue affair. Can you share details about when, where, how, time? I know you said December 18th.
December 18th is our beautiful Blue Affair, highlighting community caregivers. And we have chosen 15 persons who will be honored. And it will happen at the Crystal Lake um, Golf Club. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Country
so
Club.
it's country club and and golf club. It's going to be in their beautiful conference room, and
Mhm.
we have special guests that are going to come and serenade our caregivers. It's going to be a wonderful space. If you can get in there and get a seat, you need to get your ticket as soon as possible.
And
Um,
what time is that event?
it's going to happen at 4:30 on December 18th. And we are going to have Richard Shaw Jr., which I believe he may be on soon. He
Yes.
is coming. He's one of our partners to serenade our caregivers. We also will have Latrice Pace, who is an actress and gospel singer who is going to be with us. And we may have a little comedy. It's going to
Mhm.
be a wonderful evening full of inspiration. And then we have one of my special friends, Angela Jackson, who you will be inspired by her own story of being a caregiver while she needed care. So she had this dual role that she had to endure. She's coming to inspire us for the evening. And everything is going to be just geared towards entertainment, laughter, and just lavishing honor on those who serve in our community.
And how much are the tickets?
The tickets are just $30. Now I know
That
that's kind of
includes and that includes dinner,
that includes dinner. We have a dinner
entertainment.
entertainment. Yes. And so if you would like to be a part of it, you can reach out to us on our Facebook page, Refresher Community, or you can email us at refresher03@gmail.com. This is actually on Eventbrite, but you actually have to have the link in order to secure your ticket because we have limited tickets. If you would like to be a part of this and you think this is a worthwhile um, opportunity to celebrate some caregivers, please join us. And we look forward to answering any questions you might have.
So the website is
Um, the actual email us because it's not necessarily
okay. So
it's
email is
refresher
mhm.
0303@gmail.com. And
Okay.
we
So
will send you the link to secure your tickets. And so we look forward to sharing this time with you. Or if you have any questions or any thoughts about things we can do to support caregivers, we would love to hear your feedback.
okay. So tickets are only $30, and that includes dinner.
Yes, it
Okay.
includes dinner. Yes,
Okay.
it does.
Anything else that you want to share about that event before we bring Richard in to share a little bit about the collaboration?
It is a holiday. And so I would love for those who really, really, really said, I really do care about caregivers, or you want to hear any of those guest artists, and it's the holiday time. come on and join us, support us, or you can make a donation if you so choose. You can use the Cash App, refreshed 21, the dollar sign refresh 21. Or if you email us, I'll send you the Eventbrite link. You're able to make donations for this specific event there. All right.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
am so excited
Me too.
about what you're doing. I had the privilege and the pleasure in 2019 to be a part of the team, and I'm looking forward to participating and supporting you again
Yes, and
this
she will be highlight.
year.
She will. You, if you want to see Shenita in person, join us. Listen, you know Shenita don't get involved in nothing that's not important. Okay, so you
Yes,
need to be there.
yes. So I'm honored. Just honored to be a part. And so I'm equally excited that you collaborated with Richard, and we're going to bring him in so that he can share why he feels this was important for him to collaborate on. So if you all would please join us for the amazingly talented Richard Shaw Jr., who I've followed for a long time, had the opportunity to meet in person last December for a holiday gathering, and his beautiful wife, who I've supported her business and just am really amazed by his story. So,
Yeah.
if you all would please join us for this treat. Good evening to you, sir.
Hello.
How
How
are
you
you?
doing?
Wonderful. How
I,
are you this evening?
I am fantastic. Listen, I am excited to be on here. Forgive me for being in my vehicle.
That's okay.
My computer actually crashed today, and I had to turn it into Apple. So I was out ripping and running trying to get that straightened out. But I'm
No.
glad to be here
Yes, we're glad to
nonetheless.
have you. And so, of course, Paula is here sharing her special event that's coming up that you are going to be a part of next month.
Yes. How
And
you doing, Paula?
Hello, Richard. Where's your beautiful wife? Where's your beautiful wife? Where's your beautiful
She
wife?
is actually running errands herself. We both was running. Yeah, today was
Understood.
today was the day.
so, Richard, we've been talking about sweet collaborations. And so I know
Yes.
this is a collaboration with Refresh Her. And tell me, why you feel it was important for you to say yes to collaborating with this refresher event.
Well, one of the things that we do as a business, as a company, is that we give back to the community at large. And what that means to us is that I tell people, business is business, obviously, but there's times where you feel led to pour into a certain organization because of what they stand for. And I do my best to be led of God when it comes to choosing certain organizations. I realize that obviously it is more of a blessing to give than it is to receive, but also making sure when you do give, you only give and sow into good ground. And my wife and I, we felt led to really partner up with Paula. She's a sweet person. We actually just met not too long ago, but it was kindred spirits. We heard her mission, we heard her vision, and we was like, this is in complete alignment with our brand. Let's go ahead and partner up and be a part of it.
Yes, I
Thank
absolutely
you.
love
Thank
that.
you. Yes.
I heard you say it was God ordained, right? God
Right.
led, and that matters. You
Hmm.
said that
Absolutely.
business is business, but there are times when you have to sow into good ground.
Mhm.
And you felt led by God to sow into Refresh Her by
Thank
showing up and being a part of this event. And how special is that? That says a
Yes.
lot about you. And I remember in December when I came to hear you perform at Atlanta Beach and met your parents, I knew you
Yes.
come from good ground, right?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, your
you.
parents were sweet. I could tell. I could just tell. So thank you for being a part of this amazing organization and blessing the people.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. And sometimes you you can get an inkling of a person by the person they're with, and his wife. When I tell you her spirit was so wonderful, yours is too, bruh. But I just wanted to say, I knew that there was a connection when we met. God doesn't make mistakes.
Mhm.
And he says the steps of good men and women are ordered of the Lord. And so I'm so excited about the gift that I heard. Anytime I get something good, I like to share it.
Yes.
And I was able to hear his ministry, his expertise. I love music, all kinds of music. I
Yes.
love music, any kind of
Yes.
music, because I would say,
Yes.
and you just blessed me with how you shared it. It wasn't just the sound; it was the way you shared your gift.
Yes.
And so I appreciate you so much for being willing in this season to share your gift with the caregivers and their families. Thank you.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You're
And
welcome.
Paula, I know I don't if you can stay on, great. If you can't, um,
I got to
we'll
go
we'll
try our
say
couples.
we're gonna say goodbye to you, and I'm gonna talk with Richard a little bit more about his journey and his special event that he has coming up on December 11th.
December 11th. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm putting it down. Okay,
Yes,
I'm putting it
Thank
down.
you.
yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
yes. So I appreciate you, Paula, for making time tonight, and you guys
Thank
have
you.
an amazing rest of your evening. And I'll talk with you tomorrow.
All right.
Thank
Nice to
you.
see
All
you
right.
again,
Bye
Richard.
now.
All right. Bye bye.
Likewise. Take care.
Bye bye.
So, Richard, let's talk about Richard Shaw and all these amazing things that you have going on. Um, so Richard Shaw Jr., and I remember you're named after your father. So I remember meeting
Yes.
him. So tell us
Yes.
more about Richard Shaw Jr. and how did you become this amazing performer? I know that I heard a little bit about your testimony, a little bit, and it just drew me even more to what you're doing. So share with us a little bit more about you.
Sure. Well, my name is Richard Shaw Jr. I am actually a native of Atlanta, Georgia, and I was born at Georgia Baptist. I know a lot of people here in Georgia say I'm a Grady baby.
Right.
I wasn't fortunate enough to be born at Grady, but I was born at Georgia Baptist, and I'll share, one of the things that my mom shared with me when I was in her womb, when she would listen to music, I would jump. So it was kind of like maybe he's going to be musically inclined. I don't think my mom thought much of it, but she did share, stories with me when she would listen to music. So I was
Mm,
like, okay, that's interesting.
yes.
And then fast forward 10 years later, I was 10 years old and I was at a Boy Scout camp. And my Boy Scout leader at the time was playing some smooth jazz with his little small battery radio.
Yes.
And I'll never forget, I was like, oh my God, who is that playing? What is that? And lo and behold, he told me it was Kenny G
Mm,
playing the saxophone. So that was my first introduction of developing a true love or developing a passion to even want to start to learn about the saxophone and wanting to play.
at 10 years old,
10 years old.
Kenny G inspired.
Yes.
I had a chance to see Kenny perform in Pensacola at the Gulf Coast Summer Jazz. You know what? I need you to be in that lineup. I need to talk to the promoter who I know personally. I
Oh,
need you to be
wow.
I need you to be in that lineup. But Kenny performed this past summer, and it always, no matter how many years I see him perform, how many times, I absolutely love him too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to be a part of that festival.
I would love that.
I need to make a phone call.
Please do.
Yes, yes, yes. So Kenny G inspired, and from there, what?
So yeah, it started there. And after that, I started researching and finding, different ones that actually played the sax. And I don't know if you know Michael Jones. Michael Jones was really the first person in person that I really learned from. Kenny G was a distance. I didn't meet
Mm-hmm.
him, but Michael Jones was maybe about 4 grades higher than I was, more seasoned musician. And that at the age of 14, that's when I actually started playing the sax. So it started initially at 10, but I didn't pick up the sax until 14.
Wow. 4 years
Yeah,
later.
14. 4 years later, and I tell you, I was so passionate about that saxophone. You can take me away from it, but I developed this thing to where I started to fall back somewhat because in the 8th grade it was a lot of pressure. I just started playing, just learning it. I grabbed hold to it, but I wasn't good. As a matter of fact, the people, my peers, let me know that I wasn't good.
They tease you.
And they teased me. I was the biggest tease. I mean, they laughed. They basically was like, Richard, this is not your gift. Put it away.
Get out.
And I'll never forget. I came home. It was about 6 months later. I came home crying, and my mom like, I don't want to do this sax thing. I can't play, and she was like, Richard, I invested all this money into this horn. You are not going to quit. And she had that stern look on her face. I was like, oh God.
You're gonna learn
So
this.
I had to learn it because
Mm-hmm.
my mom she was very stern with, no, I paid too much money for you to just waste and just say you're not going to do it. So that's when I began to practice every single day. I got private lessons. I came back the following year and I ended up in second chair. So I was in last chair my 8th grade year, and I got promoted to second chair. And my band director pulled me to the side and shared with me the only reason you didn't get first chair is because you can't override your section leader. That wouldn't be right. And I was just in ninth grade.
Wow. And so
So,
can
yeah,
I want to pause for a minute and give kudos to parents who understand how important it is to insist and to push their children to greatness. And my brother Ricky, who is a organist, my parents started him out. He had to be in middle school with organ, and they wouldn't let him quit. Fast
wow,
forward, went off to college at Southern University, and was playing for 2 and 3 churches, making money,
wow,
became the minister of music at one of the biggest Black churches in Baton Rouge. But if my parents had not said, son, we bought this organ, we've sent you the private lessons, you will play. My dad,
that's
he
it.
would not have that story. You would not have that story if not for parents who understand, yeah, they might want to quit, but we can't always let them quit,
Right.
right? Just because they
That's it.
want to quit. So kudos
Exactly.
to parents like your mom, my dad, and so many others out there. But one of
Yes.
my friends,
Yes.
Michelle, said, nice. Yes.
Thanks, Michelle.
Yes. So that's incredible. Second seat, second chair is what they call it. Second chair.
Yep. Second chair.
And look where you are today. So I was just blown away on Facebook when I first saw you performing at little local events and just a electrifying is how I could say it. Performances, very passionate, entertaining, right?
Yes.
So, I know we have this event coming up December 11th. Tell us how you feel when you're invited into these places and these spaces that have you've never thought about being in and meeting people and being heard on TV, radio, video, all of this. What does that feel like?
You know what? Honestly, I'm very grateful. I always start off with gratitude and let God know that I'm appreciative of his gift that he's given me.
Mm,
I never take for granted the places I go, the people I meet, because God can use anyone. I'm just a vessel that's used by Him, and I thank Him every day for that. I'm very grateful. Um, one of the things that my parents shared with me at an early age when I began to get better at the sax was they said, Richard, no matter how great you become, always stay humble.
That.
And
Mm,
that's a seed that has stuck with me and it will continue to always stick with me no matter how much I grow or how famous, how much
mm,
money, that
mm.
really is it doesn't mean a lot to me. As it's just stuff, right? But the core of it all is honoring God and saying, you know what? Because you bless me with the gift, I'm going to bless others with the gift that you've given me.
That's it. And be a good steward of it.
Yes.
A good steward of it. So tell us about this amazing event that's coming up December 11th. Tell us the time, um, where they can get tickets. I'm bringing a group to the event. I'm excited about my widows and widowers. We're getting tickets as a group to come, and this is going to be our holiday outing. We're going to dress up, and we're so excited to join you all for this event. So December 11th. Tell us
Yes.
more. I'm going to create a banner as you're talking.
So listen, I am so excited. Christmas is one of my favorite holidays anyway. And I think one of the main reasons is because I'm able to give back in such a way, um, whether it's through music, whether it's through food, whether it's
Mhm,
through toys. We partner
mhm,
up with Ignite. So we're definitely going to be giving back to the community. We'll
mhm,
have food and toys for those who are in need.
mhm,
So it won't just be live entertainment. Of course, the live entertainment is going to be absolutely incredible.
mhm.
The show lineup we have, um, I don't want to give too much,
Right.
but some of you know I'm known for playing two and three saxes at the same time. We will have my full band creations. Super excited about that. I
Mhm.
have a special element that I won't say. You have to come to the show to see that. But yeah, we're gonna have food. We're gonna have games. We're gonna have giveaways. We're gonna have drinks. There's gonna be an after party after the concert. So we're gonna turn up, have fun. Come with your dancing shoes on. It's just gonna be a fun, great event for family. um, it's Christmas, guys.
Yes.
So we're definitely looking forward to it. To get your tickets, you can get them on my website, www.richardshawjr.com. And you can also or call 770-731-4656 for tickets. You can get it that way as well. Tickets are going fast, so you definitely want to go ahead and get your tickets. Don't wait, okay? Because we won't have any more seats.
And what time is the show, Richard?
So the doors will open at 6 p.m., but the
Mhm.
show will start at 7.
7 p.m. Doors open at 6. Okay.
Yes.
And so I have your CDs that I purchased last Christmas, and
Thank
they're
you.
amazing. And I'm grateful for the investment. I'm a jazz
Thank
lover,
you.
and so I'm excited. And so this concert will be in the city of Atlanta. Is that correct?
Yes, downtown Atlanta. The address is actually 120 Ralph McGill Boulevard, Northeast Atlanta, Georgia. And that's 30308, the zip code.
And that's Ralph McGill
That's correct.
Parkway
Boulevard,
or
Northeast. Ralph McGill Boulevard,
Boulevard
Northeast. hmm
in Atlanta. All right, so I'm
Yes,
creating
indeed.
and tickets I know range from 40 and up, right?
Yes, it does.
40 and up. So I'm gonna share this.
And we also have a promo video. I actually just posted that today, so we can share that with you as well.
I wish I could get that promo video, but I'll share it on my page.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to share about your journey? Any final words that you'd like to share with the audience about collaborations? I know you're not in a position to play any music, but I want to encourage them to show up and be
Yes.
blessed and be in for a treat. I mean, a real treat. I saw you
Yes.
myself play two saxophones together. So
Yes,
it was
indeed.
an amazing experience to witness that
Yes,
talent,
ma'am.
because that's a gift.
Yes.
Everybody don't have that gift, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So any
That's true.
closing words that you'd like to share with anyone to encourage them to keep moving, or to collaborate, to have a certain ethic about what they do, a certain heart?
Yes. I the biggest thing I'll say is to always believe in yourself and believe in the higher power. Me personally, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I don't shy away from that. But I definitely believe that everything starts with your belief. You know, you take actions every day based upon what you believe or what you don't believe. You'll never pursue what you don't believe, put it that
Mm,
way.
mm,
And one of the things that I'll share with people is that, you know, as you're continuing on this journey, know that it won't be easy, but it will be worth it. You know, stay on this journey. There's plenty of times where I've literally used my pain that drove me into my passion that then
mm,
got me to my purpose. And I can remember, you know, during that 25-year period, 7 of those years, I gave up. I did walk away. I was like, I don't want any more of this. But what I realized is that when you depend heavily on God and you walk fully in your purpose, there's things that begin to happen that you would have never thought could have come into fruition. So I want to encourage you to keep dreaming, keep believing. I'm a witness. 2019, I was in corporate America working a job. I left in August, the end of August 2019, and I've never looked back. And when I say God has tremendously blessed, like I'm still pinching myself because I can't believe it. I was so caught up on, no, I got to work a job. And I tell people I'm not down on jobs. Okay. I believe if a man don't work, he don't eat. You
right.
need to start somewhere. Okay. But a job doesn't have to be where you end. Okay. And I can tell you this journey of entrepreneurship and really following my purpose has really blessed me tremendously. So I want to encourage you, you know, wherever state you in, believe and believe again, because all things are possible to them that believe.
That has blessed me. Do you hear me? Believe and believe again.
Yes,
You can't do anything that you don't believe in.
yes,
That's a message in itself. So I want to thank you, and I want you to share again publicly where this event is going to be, what type of event it's going to be, the time, etc.
yes. So thank you again, Shenita, for having me on your
Yes.
platform. It's definitely been an honor. I enjoyed myself.
Yes.
Next time I'm gonna be in a house environment
That's okay. We
with
got,
plenty of light.
yes.
So thank you so much.
You're
Once
welcome.
again, we're having our Christmas concert gala that will be in the heart of downtown. It's going to take place on Sunday, December the 11th. Doors will open at 6 p.m. The concert will start at 7. We encourage everybody to get there at 6 p.m. Every concert we put on, it's a packed concert. It's a packed house, so we encourage you to get there on time. Also, it will be at the 120. The address is 120 Ralph McGill Boulevard Northeast. Okay, that's in Atlanta, Georgia 30308. And to get your tickets, you can visit our website at www.richardshawjr.com, and or you can call 770-731-4656. And also follow us on social media. We have Instagram, Facebook, um, all that good stuff. It's under Richard Shaw Jr. So,
And Richard, before you leave, share with us one place or one venue or one company or one corporation that has been the highlight of this journey since you have been walking it out as an entrepreneur.
wow.
Because I know it's
Woo.
many of them. I know it's many. You can share one or two, but one that stands out. Because I watch your posts, so I know you have been into some amazing things.
Wow. it's, it's so many. I'm scared to name one because I'm a name three and then six. Um, but wow, there's been so many incredible. One of the places I've been in is the Fox Theater. I was there doing live filming with Jennifer Hudson for her movie Respect. That was absolutely incredible. Jennifer is so down to earth,
Mm,
very sweet. The way you see her on TV, and it's like real life. Like we had a conversation, just the two of us, just pure
mhm,
dialogue,
mhm,
talking about life, and
mhm.
it was just incredible. Um, but honestly, outside of that, it's been so many
Yes,
places that has really it's mind blowing, from Porsche to BMW to
yes.
um, oh my God,
It's a lot. And I've
yeah,
watched
it's
and I'm just like always smiling and saying, go, Richard. Go, Richard. Because I heard your
yes,
testimony, right?
yes,
So when
hmm
I see it, go, Richard. Yes, because if you had
thank you,
stopped and parked where you were,
hmm
you would not be experiencing where you are. That's real.
not at all,
Okay.
yes,
So that's
that is so
why
true.
I say, go, Richard. Yes.
Thank
So
you,
thank you
Shenita.
for picking that horn back up, picking yourself back up, your relationship with God, going through the process of getting yourself whole again and
Hmm
moving forward. The best is yet to come. And you think you've
I
experienced some
receive
of the best, right?
that. Yes,
But there's
ma'am.
more in store for you.
Yes, I receive
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
thank you and Crystal and the family um, for just being together as a unit, as a team, and your amazing team, because you have an
Yes,
amazing team.
I do. Can't do
Yes.
this without them. Yeah,
Yes. So thank you again. I appreciate you.
welcome.
And you have an amazing evening. And we'll see you on December the 11th. And then I'll see you on December the
Yes,
18th.
yes, sounds great. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
All right, dear. Thank you. And you
All
have a
right, God
wonderful
bless.
evening. Thank you. You
Okay,
too.
take care.
Bye bye. Thank you all for joining us for that wonderful conversation with Paula Myrick and Richard Shaw Jr. about sweet collaborations, how they're collaborating together for a Blue Affair that's going to take place on December the 18th at 4:30 at Crystal Lake Country Club. Richard will be a part of the entertainment for the evening. And Richard also has his Christmas affair that's taking place on December the 11th at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6. You can get tickets at richardshawjr.com on the website or call the number that's scrolling here at the bottom of the screen. I believe sharing is caring. You can email Paula Myrick at refreshher03@gmail.com for tickets. So please, if you're able to support these amazing events that will bless other people, please do so. If you can't attend and you're out of town, sow into their events and bless someone to attend, or just bless the event. Remember that I love you, but God loves you most. He loves you best. Thank you again for being here. You know that I love you. Please tune in, not next week, but December 1st. Remember, I love you, but God loves you most and He loves you best. Tune in on Thursdays. But next week, happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. We will not have a show next week, but we thank you for tuning in this evening. You guys stay blessed and encouraged. Take care.